Shalom. This is our call from GMS Germany with a new lesson. First off and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, honor, and thanks unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and Apostle Millstone who told us his truth. Peace and blessings, salutations to the elect out there, experience truth and sincerity, and also charity across the four winds. And also strong shalom to the sincere listeners out there. So it's going to be in translation on my way to camp. And basically, just meditating upon keeping our balance no matter what, man. You know, because we have to keep our balance to stand strong in the way of the Heavenly Father. You know, what I always imagine is, and let me read it real quick in 2 Ezra chapter 7, man, because we have to understand that we're in the straight and narrow path. You know, let me read it real quick in 2 Ezra chapter 7, because I got nothing prepared for the lesson, and this scripture just hit me right now, man. You know. And Yahweh said this is going to be edifying to spring power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man, for the elect, you know. But this is 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse. Just bear with me 1 second. In verse. Let me start at 3. And it says, "And I said, speak on my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great, but put the cased entrance were narrow like a river." So basically the sea, which represents the kingdom, is wide, but the entrance thereto is narrow like a river. Okay. Verse 5. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it? See? Who could go into the sea to look upon it? And to rule it. See? Who's basically worthy to go through the straight and narrow path that we walk in, like it says in Matthew chapter 7, verse 13, going down to 14. We're walking straight and narrow path. Who's worthy to go through this narrow river to rule the sea, which is the kingdom? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? See? So we have to go to the narrow, which goes into difficulty, and keep our balance in there. Why? Because when we keep on reading down, we're going to have a fire on the right hand side and a wall on the left hand side. So we have to maintain our balance, or we're going to fall to the right and left hand side and going to be destroyed. Okay, in the left hand side we're going to drown in deep water, and the right hand side we're going to basically burn to death, man. So we have to understand that we have to keep our balance no matter what in all our ways to basically make it to the kingdom. You know, because like today, for example, you know, of course, hey, you want to do work for the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, want to push out lessons as much as you can, read, study, so on and so forth. And then today, for example, I came from work, longest weekend working, today camp, and I was like, hey, let me just rest a little bit. I was really tired before that. I slept like for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, which I normally don't do. And then I waked up, I was full energized, man. I was excited to go to camp, man. Showed me that it was the right decision, instead of basically being imbalanced, you know, because I was just imbalanced. Like, let me just first finish the thought to go to the next one. Instead of being imbalanced and be all tired and push through and then do a half-ass lesson, now I'm doing a full energized lesson right now in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because yesterday I was thinking about that, man. I was thinking about my balance, you know, because I started going out a little bit to play some basketball, things like that, man. You know, do some sport to stay a little bit in shape. And then I was like, yeah, man, there's gonna come a day where I have to take like a nap or like a little bit of rest, because I know I'm gonna be heavy on my body. And this was the thing, man. But I slept really good. And normally, when I take a nap like that, I'm tired as hell. But the Lord let me be energized, man. You know, showing me, hey, this was the right decision in my balance. And that's the thing, because you have to understand, I was talking yesterday to a brother, a balance is one of the most, basically, how can I say, man, difficult things to figure out sometimes. Because you have to understand, from week to week it can change. Because first and foremost, the Sabbath is changing every month. So for 4 weeks you had this rhythm in, then you have to change it because the Sabbath was changing. And then after that, for example, your workplace is changing, you have different shift, you know. Or like an instant with me, certain family members got sick, so I had to take care of them, you know, buy groceries, things like that, because I'm the only one that had a car at this point to go to all of them, you know. So that's basically the case, you know. That's basically it. So we have to adjust our balance every week, because different obstacles, different things get put in our way, you know. And especially in the time that we're in right now, which is the time before the Pesach and right after the Pesach. Hey, it's heavy sifting season, man. You know, I'm not that long in the truth, but over the 2 years with the Pesach and things like that, hey, especially last year I saw, hey, the Lord is heavily sifting in the time of the Pesach, so we have to really stay sharp. We really have to stay sharp in the spirit and basically maintain our balance, man. It's good that you have your balance right now, but you have to maintain it, you know. If you do something good, you have to constantly do it. And one of the things of the balance, like how Rats are going to finally do this lesson, man, is bodily exercise. Even though, like it says in the book of Timothy, if I remember right, bodily exercise profited little, but it's still a profit, man. Like the elder brother Amwon Gabar said, man. Hey, bodily exercise profited little, okay? It's still a profit though. So we have to understand that we have to keep up, maintain our balance, and find certain things that we can rest a little bit and to be fully energized for the truth again. Like the elder Ariellis did said from the James Dallas camp, man. Sometimes you have to basically rest that you energize, that you can get energized again, to put the energy again into truth, you know. And that's what we have to do to the Supreme Power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We have to stay energized, and how we're going to do that is by being balanced, man. Because, like it says in Ecclesiastes, and then we're going to go back to the second Ezra's verse, chapter 7, Salakia. But it's Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 12. And it says, "And further by these, my son, be admonished," okay? "Of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh." And I want to focus on the second part, because like it says, much study is a weariness of the flesh. So it's going to wear your flesh out. So your flesh is going to fight against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. Like we know, like it says in Galatians chapter 6. So you're in constant battle. And then you basically study a lot, and then your flesh going to be like, what the fuck is going on, man? Hey, that's not right. Then your flesh going to fight heavy against it, going to be tired all damn time. And hey, what you going to do then? You have to get some rest in, man. Showing you that you have to be balanced, because your flesh is going to fight against your spirit, and your spirit is fighting against your flesh. So you got a constant war inside of you, and we have to basically, you know, maintain the balance in that, you know. We have to maintain the balance in that, or we're going to be unbalanced and fall to the right or left hand side, you know. So Yahweh are going to call us, let's maintain that balance, you know. Because like it says in the book of Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 1, we're going to read in a second, a false balance and abomination to the Heavenly Father. You know, a false balance and abomination to the Heavenly Father. Of course, it's talking about money also. You know, if you basically don't give the right money for something, you know, if the balance is unbalanced, basically the money. But spiritually speaking also, if you don't keep your balance, man, hey, it's an abomination in the Heavenly Father's eyes, because you're unstable, you know. You're not able to beat things that are in your way. You're not able to jump and outrun things in your way, you know. Because you have to understand, we're in an obstacle race, man. We got different things thrown into our way, and we have to maintain the balance, man. We have to maintain our stamina. We have to balance out our pace in this race that we're running. Sometimes we go fast, sometimes we go slower, but we're constantly running. We're constantly running forward, not backward, man. Even though sometimes you're thinking that, but hey, you're just growing this truth. You know, sometimes you think like, hey, shit, man, I'll go backward. Nah, man, you're going forward, because you're thinking like you can do more. You know, you can do more, and then you do it. And sometimes you fall short of it, and then you think like, hey, man, I go backwards. Nah, but you're still going forward. Why? Because you want to achieve more. Well, you want to be more diligent. You want to do more work. But sometimes you got weeks where you basically do less, and sometimes you got weeks where you're going to do more. You know. Because I was just thinking about it this week, you know. I only did 2 lessons, my 3rd lesson this week. you know. I want to do more, yeah, but hey, I had to take care of certain things. And of course, hey, you're in a constant fight and sometimes you fall short. What had happened to me. But we still have to maintain our balance, man. We still have to keep our balance. Or it's gonna be over for us, man. Because if we don't keep our balance, we're gonna read what's gonna happen to us. You know? What can happen to us? The 2 chapter 7, verse 6. There's also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. Which is speaking about the kingdom. Because the kingdom is gonna be full of all good things. We're gonna be perfect. We're gonna be finding in peace. Like it says in Revelation 21. We don't have to worry anymore. You know, we're gonna be fully in righteousness. Gonna be beautiful, man. Gone. Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow. And real quick, let's look up the word narrow. Okay? It says narrow. From Old English, narrow. Of little wide, not wide or broad, constrict, limited. See, the way of the kingdom is limited, man. Many are called, but few are chosen. So you may be called to the way, but to go through it, hey, only few are chosen. It's limited. Okay. What that says? Pity, causing difficulties. See, so it's a difficult way to walk in. But we got the way to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and we're gonna keep on going through the way to the Spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. The Spirit power of the Most High. Why? Because the Heavenly Father gave us the strength to find the way. He gave us the way, so He's gonna give us the strength to do that way. We just have to maintain faithful, and that's the thing that we have to keep our balance. Because how I always imagine this way is, we walk on the straight and small stake. Okay, small stake where you have to put a foot in front of another foot. A foot in front of another foot, step by step, walking this way. And if you lose your balance, what's gonna happen? Like I always imagine, always in the circus, there are always these I don't know the English word for it, but these two guys or these people that walk over a rope, man, the smallest rope, balance in the air, and no, sometimes they got like a basically saving mat or saving net there, but sometimes they don't have. And imagine it without it. So walking. And if you lose our balance, we're gonna fall down and we're gonna be, hey, splashed to pieces on the ground, man. You know, we're gonna be splashed to pieces on the ground. So what I always imagine is, hey, it's death. So it's also fear involved, because if you fall down, you're gonna die, man. You're finna die horribly. You know. So that's the thing. So we have to really maintain our balance to keep on walking this way, to keep on pushing that way. Because if we don't have the balance, we're gonna fall short. We're gonna fall out. Then we're gonna fall into the thing that we're gonna read in a second. 2 chapter 7, verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall. See, this is why I imagine without the basic saving net. Like as if there were a fire on the right hand, on the left a deep water. So you got a fire on the right hand side and a deep water where you're gonna drown on the left hand side. So horrible ways to die. This is why we have to maintain our balance in this truth, in this faith. Okay? Because either you're gonna fall down horribly and gonna die horribly, man. You know? Imagine from 100 meters you just fall down straight down, blah. Hey, and then you might die. You don't have to die, but you might die. But it's gonna be horrible and hurtful, and gonna stick into your mind. So this is why you have to keep our balance, to basically be able to bear the difficulties that we go through, to bear the obstacles that we go through, to bear the suffering that is basically predestined unto us, and to endure and to make it to the entrance of the kingdom, to make it into the kingdom, you know. So to keep on reading, verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, is small, so small that there could but one man go there at once. See, so only one man can go through at once. That's how I imagine it always. We're walking side by side, we're walking behind each other. You know, Yahushua paved the way for us. Oh shit, paved the way. Paved the way for us. and we follow in his footsteps, you know. We follow in his footsteps, and then the different prophets and El Pastaha going down, following their footsteps. And that's what we basically doing, you know. So we basically following the footsteps of Yahushua and walking behind each other, not next to each other. So basically, hey, you're really alone in this path, in this walk, man. You know, you're really alone in this walk. Of course, you're with your brothers, but at the end, you're gonna be judged for your works. You won't be judged for the brothers' works. You're gonna be judged for your own works, you know, for your own deeds. It's like this is why it says in Philippians 2:12, work out your own salvation. Work out. So let me phrase it right. Work out therefore your own salvation with fear and trembling. See, your own salvation, not the salvation of others. Your own, because the same thing with teaching. You only can teach, but through the teaching you may obtain salvation if you take heed unto it. But we can't save you. You know, I can even save myself. Yeah, I'm also gonna get the spiritual powers, and then I'm able to save somebody because I'm saved already, and can give other people salvation. You know. But to keep on reading, verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, see, you're gonna receive that. If you receive that city from basically family going down, if you never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? See, so we have to face the danger set before it to receive this inheritance, man. To be worthy, to be deemed worthy, to be approved of the Heavenly Father, to receive that inheritance. And the first form is going to start with the elect, with the 144,000, man. You know, the government body that went through the fire, that went through the obstacles, you know, that went through the furnace of adversity to be deemed worthy for this glorious kingdom, for the city, man. You know. Verse 10, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even also is Israel's portion. So this is our portion, man. This is our lot, to go through the obstacles and Yahweh to receive at the end the kingdom, which is going to be far above all these things that we went through, man. You know. So I want to read 2 more precepts and then close out. This first is Proverbs 11 and verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. So we have to have a just weight. We have to balance weight, man. You know, a righteous way. We have to maintain our balance no matter what. You know, in all our ways we have to maintain our balance. Are we gonna fall out and gonna crash horribly, man? Because right now we should examine ourselves more than ever before. Why? Because it's basically sifting season, man. It's sifting season. Okay, so why I say that? Because before and after the Pesach is sifting season, man. You know, especially in these times. Of course, Satan is sifting the whole time, but especially over this basically heavy, or one of the most important, if not the most important holiday, you know, the Pesach. Satan is heavily loose, man, seeking who may devour, like he did with Job, like it says in 1 Peter. You know, so we have to understand, hey, it's really time to examine ourselves and stay strong in the faith, and don't take heed unto these demons, man. You know, because we see the time is basically approaching, the end is coming nearer and nearer. So we have to see, especially, this can be our last Pesach, man. We thought of the last one already. Hey, it can't be the last one. Now more, it's more, because I just saw an article also. Satan's coming down with his great wrath. The German chancellor said, like, yeah, so can be that we're gonna have several jabs for the C19 because of the mutations. So you see, and Esau is coming down with great wrath, and don't even they say blatantly now, man. Say like, yeah, man, hey, it might be more jabs now. You know, gonna be more and more and more. And that's what we prophesied the whole time. So it's what the elders apostles said from the beginning, man. So we have to understand that we have to stay strong in the faith, maintain all the balance in all our ways, you know, and basically walk the straight and narrow path and be ready for all obstacles in it, you know, because like some brothers and I talked about yesterday, the Lord is preparing you for certain things happening unto you. So for example, you see certain things happen around you, and the Lord is basically prepping you to endure. So we say, for example, what can I say, man? Like, for example, you see people always freaking out around you, and you say like, hey, they shouldn't be like that. They should maintain their peace. And there's an important situation coming on to you now, and you flip the fuck out even though you shouldn't. And then it kicks back into your mind, this is what the Lord tried to show me, man. So you have to really be circumspect around you and see, hey, I have to really maintain my peace. I have to really be circumspect and control myself, man. Really have to do these things. Why? To basically overcome the obstacle in your way, man. And one of the most important things in this truth is be patient and keep the faith, man. You know, because patience goes into suffering, so we have to be ready to suffer for the name of Yahushua. Like the apostle did, man, they were rejoicing to suffer for the name of Yahushua. So we should rejoice. Why? Because when we partake of the suffering, we're going to be partakers of the glory also, man. You know. So let me read the last precept. Just have to find it quick. Hey, yo, what the fuck is this? Hey, these Germans can't drive. I'm always telling you that. I think in transit videos that you see from me, I say, hey, these Germans can't drive, man. These Timonites, these devils can't drive, man. But yeah, so to find the last precept real quick, just bear with me 1 second. It's either 1 Thessalonians or 2 Thessalonians. I think chapter 3. Yep. Beautiful. 1 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 3, straight to the point. Well, I think I have to start at 1. It says, wherefore, when we could no longer forbear, we thought it good to be left at Athens alone. Okay, verse 2. And sent Timothy, see, our brother and minister of the Most High, and our fellow laborer in the gospel of Yahushua, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith. See, so basically, Timothy was sent out to the men in Thessalonica to basically comfort the Thessalonians, basically the supposedly Gentiles that are Israelites scattered among the Thessalonica, to keep the faith. That's what we're doing right now. We basically have epistles. Every lesson from us is an epistle, okay, a letter to the church. Verse 3, that no man should be moved by these afflictions, see, by the suffering that you go through, by adversity that you go through. For yourself know that we are appointed thereunto. So we are predestined unto the things that we go through. We are predestined unto the suffering that we go through, man. And that's the thing. So be ready to be it and keep your balance in these things. Maintain thy balance in all thy ways. Okay? So it's everything I got. Yahweh Ratzah to spring power, and grace of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakdash, was lesson edifying for the elect. I want to give once again, Kol Aliyam, Hawat Wakabat, Wat Water, Labanaw, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakdash, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Yoshai, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Yoshai, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Yoshai, Ba'ashem, Kakdash, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakdash, Brakate Muhabrat, Shalom to the elect. Yahweh till next time, Shalom, Wa Brakatam, Wa Bababa, stay strong to faith, in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And again, double honors to the elders, apostles, and told us the truth. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai B'Shem Kakdash Brakatam. Yahweh till next time, man. Shalom.